right, so just check out this Tekken 8 CBT version versus the final game version. Okay. All right. So they're talking about some of the different changes that they have. It says what to expect from Tekken 8 CBT version versus the final product version. So we already know to expect that what we got over there at the CBT was not the full game. All right. It was lacking the it didn't have, what was that junk? The volleyball, Tekken ball didn't have a Tekken ball in it, right? You couldn't, it didn't have lobbies in it. You know, we don't even know if it's gonna have lobbies. We're gonna find out in here if it's gonna have lobbies and stuff. But there's a lot of stuff missing. Arcade mode, obviously, the arcade quest thing wasn't there. So let's just go through this and see what kind of stuff are they gonna add that we didn't get our hands on. If you even got your hands on the CBT or the CNT, I was blessed to be able to get on both of them. So, I was cracking up. My nose was goddamn powdered sufficiently all throughout the CBT and the CNT. But let's see what it's got. Okay, as you may already know, Tekken 8 will be out in a few weeks now. To prepare for your next battle, here is the major info for you to be up to date for the release, January 26, 2024. Which not too far away from right now. You know what I'm saying? It's not too far away from where we are currently. All right. Now, what to expect from Tekken 8? Simultaneous worldwide release. So that just means it's going to come out with everybody about basically the same amount of time. Tekken 8 first numbered title to release simultaneous worldwide without having undergone arcade version. All right, cool. That's something new for Tekken. Knowing that they normally do have that junk over there in Japan and on the Eastern Hemisphere, they be running crazy with that junk. By the time we get over here in the Western Hemisphere, boy, they be already Evo champions. But this time, everybody gonna start off on an even playing field, so this should be interesting to see how that's really gonna change. The outcome of like who the top tier players are. I don't really think it's gonna change that much because in every Tekken that I've played, like the people who was good, they was good in the next Tekken. Like everyone I done played. And then from playing the CVT, it really don't seem like is that much of a difference. Yes, there is some there's some functionality different. There's some mechanic differences that kind of change up some stuff, but for the most part, it seemed like it's still pretty much Tekken. Obviously, we got to get our hands on it to see what all the mechanics are really about and the intricacies of it. It says it's going to have an extensive single-player mode. So Tekken 8 features an extensive single-player mode, such as story mode, arcade quest, right? And it's through its single-player mode, players will be able to learn how to improve their skills in the unique gameplay of Tekken, in the unique gameplay of the Tekken series. All right, so basically, they got a single player mode that's gonna make y'all be better at the game than y'all already were. So CBT being the closed beta test, we didn't really have any of that going on. They really was trying to see if the network was rocking, and then seeing how people liked the game, and I guess they want to make sure shit wasn't too cheap. Even though we already know the junk gonna be cheap out this world, y'all ain't had enough testing. And when it comes to Tekken, it's always like even when they had them arcade versions, it's always need for revisions because that junk be cheap as hell. All right, I don't know what they're doing in that balancing office, but it should be cheap. All right, a milestone in 3D fighting games with high quality graphics and music that make most of the current generation hardware. Thrilling and exciting presentation, numerous unique characters, and deep gameplay. Tekken 8 will be a masterpiece for both casual action game players and skilled fighting game players. Now this right here, right? This right here, Tekken 8 will be a masterpiece for both casual action game players and skilled fighting gamers alike. That makes me feel as though there's going to be like some scenario campaign going on. That's how I feel about that, right? Because what are you talking about? Action game players, like fighting games and action games are not the same. All right, I know a lot of people might think that because you mashing on the buttons and you beating people up that means the games are the same, but they most definitely are two different, whole different genres of games. So that lends me to believe scenario campaign is going to be infused with the story mode. Or maybe they're gonna have Tekken Force mode, but they don't explicitly state that. So I don't know if that's gonna really be in there. All right, concept: full power and destruction, completely exhilarating. All right, two main pillars to cover this concept. Photo real. All right, so this chunk says photo real. Now I don't know if I say photo realistic is how the game was looking, but it was looking good. But it says photorealistic look, over the top destruction combined for a thrilling experience. Online experience. Create a place where people can congregate for a shared passion. So this makes me feel as though there's not going to be lobbies, like individual lobbies, but I just couldn't see them doing that. I couldn't see them making like a no individual lobbies where I can just go play my homeboy. I mean, I do understand that it was hype. I ain't gonna get you wrong. It was definitely hype being able to go into the tournament and go into the arcade quest or arcade. What do they call it? Tekken Arcade. I don't know what they was calling. I guess they was calling it Tekken Arcade. I don't remember what it was called, but it was definitely dope being able to go into the arcade battle lounge and like see everybody and kick it with everybody. But what if I just want to play my homeboy? Like, it wasn't a lot of stations for me to just play my homeboy. So I don't know that taking lobbies all the way out is going to be a good idea. I don't even know if they're saying that that's what they're going to do, but hopefully that's not going to be the case. But at the same time, having lobbies, I think, is really going to discourage people desiring to go to the actual hub. I don't know how it works over there in Street Fighter, but I know every time I jump online on Street Fighter, like me and my homeboys we just go to a room and we play in a room. We don't really go over there to the battle hub that they have. So I don't know how that's going to really encroach upon that online experience they're trying to create, but maybe they'll have both, and let you just do what you want to do. All right, closed beta test. The closed beta test was conducted from October 20th to October 23rd on PC, Steam, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S, and contained 19 playable characters, 6 different stages. All right, among the different modes available in Tekken 8, players were able to find Tekken Fight Lounge, Rank Match, Quick Match, Battle Tutorial, Community, and Options. These folks really put community up there, like that junk is a mode. But in any event, let's get to it. What's happening with your player? Recommended specs for PC. We don't need to do that. We playing on PS5. All right, this is what we came here for. The CBT versus the final product. So some of you might wonder, what are the differences between the CBT version and the final version of the game? What? Who wrote this sentence? Some of you might wonder, what are the differences between the CBT version and the final version of the game are? Who wrote that? Who the hell wrote this shit? They definitely ain't do no English class. Anyway, so we listed the key elements for you to have a clear vision of what to expect. Tekken Fight Lounge. Closed beta test version had the battle arena, rank match, quick match, group match. Customization shop for avatar customization and player customization. The final product version will have the battle area, unlimited rank match functionality. I don't know what that means. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I'm gonna assume that just means you can have unlimited rank all the way up till you get to the highest one. Improve group match UI. So I think that has something to do with when they put them lines on the ground. They was talking about putting lines on the ground and stuff, so you'll be able to tell Like in these pictures, you can't see it, but I think if we go back up, nah, maybe we don't have it. I think they did show some pictures at one time where, oh, who that is? Phantom. Welcome to the realm of the real. Only the real can chill. Who that? Alright, I think I couldn't really see your name. Hopefully that's why I got it right. Phantom JT 29. Um, but if I'm not mistaken, I think they had some lines on the ground, so you could tell like which groups were grouped together. So I think that's something that they did change. Customization shop adding character customization. So obviously before you couldn't really what's going on with you, my dog? Um, in the character customization, you couldn't really change the characters. So we did get to see some of the outfits you can kind of put on the characters as you look in this picture right here. The beach area, Tekken Ball. Now we did get to go to the beach area, but we didn't get to play Tekken Ball. Now I'm wondering, like they only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it was only maybe like 10 machines really. Because I think it's some off to the side somewhere too. I'm wondering, like, can you only hold that many matches, or is it like the rank match shit where you can kind of just do it from any place, right? Where you can just be like, oh, I want a rank match while I'm running around the streets, running through the streets like you know what it is. But I guess I'm pretty curious about how that's going to work. Surely they're not going to only let you play with 10 people on damn rank match. I mean on the I don't think they're gonna let you only play 10 people playing Tekken Ball. That would probably not be the best. So I do think they said that it's gonna be offline. I think I read somewhere it's gonna be offline and online. You got the Tekken Dojo with practice. So this is an interesting concept to me. Like the idea of being able to practice online with people. That'll probably help out the TTU a whole lot, depending on how many people you can have in at one time. I mean, you can kind of already do this with share play, but this is, I guess, will be a situation where it's built into the game, so the functionality will automatically be better. And I'm pretty interested in seeing how that's going to work. I think that's a good idea for teaching people, or learning on the fly, learning some stuff from people maybe you'll never really get to see in your life. So I think that's a pretty good idea. All right, let's say it's rank match, the final product version. Rules, still best of 3 system, eliminating infinite rematch system. So no more ranking up off somebody 500 times, because this motherfucker just refused to keep playing, or they keep playing and refuse to leave after they getting their ass whooped. So I mean, we'll see what that's about. I think it's a pretty good idea. I think actually, in my opinion, that's how it should be in rank. Rank should be treated like tournaments. Like you're not in there to try to learn matchups. You're not in there to goddamn see if you could figure somebody out. Like you got 2 out of 3 chances to get the shit done, and then you either fail or you succeed. I think that is probably the better way to do rank matches, and then that also makes it where the quick matches and the personal lobbies, those areas have the whole purpose to themselves, right? Like if I want to play somebody and I want to actually learn a matchup, I got to go over here to player match or quick match or whatever they have set up. I go over to the Tekken arena and actually find somebody and play that person and have like a one-on-one, all day matchup with that person, as opposed to trying to do that junk during the rank system, hoarding up all the rank players. You know what I'm saying? And then nobody can't find nobody to play, and nobody can't rank up. As y'all see, we having a problem with that. We got 133 wins in a row over here in rank, and still only at like Yakuza or some junk, because it's hard to find people to play. So I think that's a good idea for a good way to run the rank system. A total of 30 ranks. They had 37 in Tekken 7, so less ranks, which means it's going to be less people spread out, which I think will probably work out in the better. It probably work out better overall, because when you have all them different ranks, yes, it gives you more to attain. It gives you more to attain, but actually, it's like, come on, bro. When you get to Tekken God, Tekken God Prime, Tekken God, was it True Tekken God Prime, Tekken God Omega? Like, you're not really, the levels aren't that far apart, really. Maybe you might say the Tekken God Omegas and Tekken God Primes might be a little bit higher than the other ones, but in all actuality, I mean, we could see you could be a damn first Dan and just not go on rank. But in any event, I don't think that they need to have so much distance apart. Like, is there really a difference between an initiate and like a first Dan? Like, them motherfuckers is pretty close. Like, you don't even need them whole blue ranks. You probably don't even really need that junk. Or if you're talking about like the yellow ranks to the damn orange ranks, like them shits is pretty much the same at this point. Like, maybe earlier on in the game life cycle, it wasn't like that. But right now, I mean, you looking back and it's like, man, you got people that's like all the way up here. You got people all the way down here. You just can't really find no matches. The middle is kind of not even certain. Like, you got all the people, and then it's like they bring everybody up to like Mighty Ruler once they hit Tekken God Prime. So then it's like, oh, so everybody in Tekken God Prime or everybody in Mighty Ruler is either okay or ridiculous. Like, it's just, I don't know. I think it's smart to drop down some of the ranks and just make the ranks. I think it just is good to not have it spread out so damn much, so you can keep a lot of people in the rank mode. Actually playing in that mode, so you can find people. It says including completely new rank sections and revived ranks from past titles. Dan ranks are not lowered even if the player loses up to yellow rank. So we saw that in the CBT, that if you happen to lose, you didn't lose any points. But when you got to Warrior, you could demote people out of Warrior, but then they would their next match, they would be in a promotion match. So I guess that's kind of a way to keep a person kind of motivated, where it's like, damn, I'm getting drilled. You know what I'm saying? They could be getting drilled, but then they don't just get drilled all the way down to the goddamn beginner mode. You know what I'm saying? So that's I think that's pretty good. That's gonna be encouraging new players to probably like strive to get a little bit better. Additional features: practice functions can be used while matchmaking. We kind of saw that in the CBT. I think we saw that kind of in both, but in the CBT, I think it let you get a little bit more practice options, but not really. But we did get to see that they had the practice options available. So that should be interesting. That's kind of like the standard now for online lobbies. It's allowing you to, while waiting for matchmaking, to practice. Tekken 7, I mean, they tried to make some adjustments, but they ain't never really get it all the way like they needed to get it in there. Probably because they're just like, oh, it's too late, bro. It's 7 years down the line, 8 years down the line. We're not going to do all that shit. We just put it in the next game. It says registered friends, competitors are displayed on the Dan rank gauge. So you can see that there, and you might have been able to see this during the CBT, where you could see what kind of progress the people on your friends list are, how they're doing, like people on your PSN list or people in your Tekken friends list, and you'd be like, oh, okay, this motherfucker here think he bad. That nigga, he a warrior, but he a warrior with like 7,300 points. I'm a warrior with 7,400 points. So he always chasing behind me. And you can kind of make that a competition between you and the rival, or even just, a competition amongst yourself. Like, you just like, hey man, I just want to be better than everybody on my friends list. Right? I want to have the most points on my friends list. You have those type of goals that you want to keep yourself motivated with. Those are all good things, I think, to keep you kind of planted in rank and actually, finding it desirable to play. Right. So I think those are pretty good adjustments, in my opinion. As far as the group match goes, closed beta test version, it was difficult to understand which arcade cabinets belonged to which group match. final product match, and this is what I was talking about earlier, how they have all of these things like highlighted. So it's still designed the same way, but they put the highlights around stuff so you can know, like, oh, okay, these two cabinets are going together and the center cabinets are going together. So I think that's pretty good just for being able to understand, on a pretty easy first sight basis. All right, we got Super Ghost Battle, closed beta test version, can play against others AI Ghost in the lounge. Final product version. Additionally, you can download players' AI Ghosts from the lounge and leaderboard to play against them. You can play against various AI ghost data, including yourself and developers. Okay, so that was something I wanted to do, was play against my own ghost, right? I wanted to see if it was possible, to like, can I see what other people are playing? I do have a video over there on the channel, the YouTube channel, of like Poke Chop playing against my ghost. And then I got some videos of me playing against some other people's ghosts. It's pretty interesting. In fact, I need to put a video up that has me playing against a person's ghost and then playing against them, and allow you to kind of see the differences between the player and the actual ghost. But I think that this is also going to be a pretty good addition. This is definitely something I was asking about. Getting to play your own ghost. Some people might say that's a little narcissistic, but I'm just interested in seeing how it's picking up my habits. Like, what are other people getting to play? And also, I'm kind of interested in, like, how do you train your ghost, right? Like, is that something that you could possibly do so it actually plays like you? Or is it just going to be based off, like, your random interactions with people in online ranked matches and quick matches and stuff? That's something I would like to understand. It says recommendations of the AI Ghost Battle usage. Even if you have hesitation to play against other players, you can enjoy battles with ghosts feeling like playing against real players as many times as you want. Bro, who wrote this shit? I'm thinking I can't read, but I know I'm reading this right. If you have hesitation to play against other players, you can enjoy battles with ghosts feeling like playing against real player as many times. What? Okay, well, listen, I don't know. Maybe that just looked weird to me. Ghosts can be created for all characters, so you can countermeasure a specific character. Ghosts learn every player's moves, so you can take countermeasures against a specific player. I think that it is a good idea. I don't know if it's going to work, but I think it's a good idea. Replay feature. Matches in multiple modes could be recorded. Online matches, ranked match, quick match, group match, and player match can all get the replay feature. Offline matches, including arcade quest, super ghost battle, and versus CPU is not eligible. So that's interesting. That's something I don't think they've ever had that in Tekken. Now that I think about it, I don't think Tekken has ever had a CPU versus CPU option where you could just go pick two characters and make them fight against each other. That's actually interesting. I think that's going to be pretty interesting. Maybe you could do that with Ghost. If you could do that with Ghost, I have a very interesting idea. I would put it out there, but y'all gonna steal that shit, so I ain't gonna let y'all know. But I do have an interesting idea with that. We got the roster here. We know everybody that's on the roster. We still got a few more trailers to come, so we don't know what's coming up next or when it's coming. If things are going like they've been going, I think the other one should be a trailer dropping tomorrow or Wednesday, if I remember correctly. All right, so that's all that it got for the changes. It don't seem like a whole lot of changes. I don't know if they're just saying to us like, hey, this is what you're gonna get, be happy with this shit, or if they're saying like, I don't know if they're also saying like we got shit on here that we're not gonna tell you about. But of the shit that you kind of know about, we're gonna tell you a little bit more about it. Let me get my light back up and running. All right. So I'm still interested in like what things are we going to see on the game that they're not telling us about. We hadn't heard nothing about team battle mode, so maybe that's not going to be there. It's going to make me sad because I had some great ideas for that, but I mean, it is what it is. But we'll see. We'll see what they got going on. They didn't mention much about the tournament portion, and I know that they said that was something that they were going to have in the game. So that's what I'm wondering. Like, are they just telling us about the things that we've experienced and got to lay our eyes on, and then just telling us like, oh yeah, you already know about Arcade Quest, so we'll tell you that's going to be in the final game. You already know that there's going to be Tekken Ball, so we're going to go ahead and let you know that that's going to be in the final game. I'm just wondering if that's what the plan is with all that stuff. Like, are they really, is that everything, or is it more for us to figure out? But I don't know. That's that on that.